what's up, you guys? Today we're gonna read, it's called The Polar Express. It's one of my favorite storybook before the movie The Polar Express. I can't believe it. This is one of my favorite Christmas movie. So, who written that? I don't know. Let's check. To Karen? I don't want to say that. So anyway, let's read. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. Sorry, folks. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I'd never hear. The ringing bell of Santa's sleigh. Hey, there is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, though not of ringing bells. From outside came the sounds of hissing, steam, and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. Jeez, what's with all the wrecking? His room was completely shaking. It was a giant train who just chewing. Somebody has to pick him up to see the Santa Claus in the North Pole. So what? Little boy has to go there. Anyway, next. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe. I tiptoed downstairs and out a door. All aboard! The conductor cried out. I ran up to him. Well, he said, are you coming? Where? I asked. Why, to the North Pole, of course. Wait. Here, let's go again. Why to the North Pole, of course, was his answer. This is the Polar Express. I know it's kind of part of like a movie, what Tom Hanks used to say that. He played Woody from Toy Story of Disney Pixar. I took his outstretched hand and he pulled me aboard. Wait, what is this? Previously? Yep, that's previously. Okay, turn to next page. Whoa, chef! I know that are real life kids in that it was since like the 80s or something. Okay, the train was filled with other children, all their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat. Yeah, nougat centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns of villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. Go to the next page. Yeah. Soon, there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forest, where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. I can't believe that camera moved outside from the train because they're zooming in on the werewolves. I mean, white wolves or something. Never gotta mess up the little boy's ticket. I don't wonder where his ticket's at. Turn to the next page. We climbed the mountain so high and seemed as if we would scrape the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. Man! Those engineers will never listen to that little girl. She wants to tell the engineer to slow down, but they won't listen. His brake is completely broken. It doesn't work for the train or something. So anyway, turn to the next page. The mountains turn into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice. The Great Polar Ice Cap lights appeared in the distance. They look like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on the frozen sea. There, said the conductor, is the North Pole. Okay, it's what he said. It's like in the movie. I love Polar Express so much. It's one of my favorite Christmas movie. I used to watch that since I was little. When I grew up, I watched it. So, the North Pole, it was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They are gathering at the center of the city. The conductor told us that is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who received the first gift? We all asked. The conductor answered, he will choose one of you. It's like in a movie again. So what? Turn to the next page. Look! Shouted one of the children. The elves! Outside we saw 100 of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to the crawl, so crowded were just sheets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped and the conductor led us outside. I don't know, that's a lot of elves. Elves are cute. Cute little elves or something. I don't know why those elves are small. We should turn to the next page. All right. Anyway, we pressed through the crowd to the edge of the large open circles. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells. They hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound, like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and, pointing to me, said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. Whoa! It's like in the movie what Tom Hanks was Santa Claus. He's a good deep in voice with Santa voice. The conductor handed me up. I sat on a Santa's knee and he asked, or Santa's lap, I don't care. Now, what would you like for Christmas? What do I want for Christmas? He asked. All I said, I just wanted for Christmas is Xbox One. Okay, just kidding. As I was saying, he wants the silver sleigh bells. I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted the most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bells from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug. Aw, that's so sweet. And told an elf to cut a bell from the reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him and called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" I know, it's like in the movie. He raised his hand holding a silver bell. I don't care, but I do care. Look at a bunch of reindeers. How many reindeers? 8. A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bells to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeer's name and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared in the cold, dark polar sky. It's the middle of the night. I don't care. But maybe I do care. Oh, no. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost Silver Bell from Santa Claus' sleigh. Let's hurry outside and look for it. Let's hurry outside and look for it, one of the children said, but the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home. It was too late. It's too late. Oh, poor boy. He lost his Silver Bell, left his Silver Bell into Santa's sleigh. Man, I was completely lost. It was completely accidentally left his sleigh bells into his Santa sleigh? That's terrible. Anyway, it broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached to my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. What? I yelled out. He cupped his hand around his mouth. Merry Christmas! He shouted. Sorry I was yelling like that. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from the whistle and sped away. Okay. Merry Christmas to you too, conductor. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our present. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found the last small box behind the tree. It has my name on it. Inside was the silver bell. There was a note. Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fixed that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C. I think you mean Santa Claus. I should call him Mr. C, by the way. I shook the bell and made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound. It's like in a movie or something. Last page. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it felt silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweets and sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me as it does for all who truly believe. The end. Okay, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe and comment. And I hope you guys love to watch Polar Express movie. Or you can read along with me. It's called Polar Express. I don't know who written that. Oh, I know. I nearly forgot. Wait. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Oh, great. Chris Van Allsburg. That was Chris Van Allsburg. Who wrote that storybook of the Polar Express before the movie. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. 8 Families Cute Rabbit out. Bye.